it's Dani. We are doing a walkthrough today of Tarot de Marseille par Polka. I'm really excited to have this in my hands. Why? Because I've waited months, and I dropped it, to get this in. From France. During this pandemic, it got caught in different places and just took a whole lot of time to get here, and it took me a while to find it. I don't know if it's still in print, but I know you can still find it on eBay. I know to get it in the US is difficult, just searching for it, you know what I mean? But I know they even have it on Amazon France, but they weren't shipping to the US at the time. I don't know if they are now. So I feel like it's still obtainable, but it was incredibly hard because I decided after waiting for so long that when this pandemic started, I was going to get this deck. Well, it's here, and I'm excited. So I want to kind of go over this deck with you. I say go over. We're going to do a flip through. We're going to do a walkthrough. I have just started working with this deck. I haven't started working with it long. I'm just excited to show it to you guys. So, I don't have much of a review as much as just a walkthrough right now. I am doing some extensive deep dives into playing card style readings, which is what a few of my grandparents did, great-grandparents and so forth. And I'm kind of digging into that and the numerology, so I kind of wanted a Marseille to merge the styles. So why not get a creepy umbilical cord filled Marseille deck? Right? Right, okay. We're just gonna embrace the weird. So let's go ahead and take a look at this deck together. So we have Le Tarot de Marseille par Polka. Let's start with the box. Mine is pretty banged up, and I think that's mostly because of the trip over. It was all wrapped up in the foil, but you can see even my inside there was some like damage, so I don't know if maybe it came in contact with something. My cards are fine, the box just a little beat up, as well as the French side of my guidebook, my little white book. Oh well. But the front side is just fine, so I can't really complain. In the little guidebook, they do kind of go over a few things. They have how to play tarot, which is just kind of a bunch of different spreads. You can see some are kind of complicated, some go in a circle, and they talk a lot about the different meanings. Now, in this section where they have the major arcana, they talk a lot about how they relate to what I'm going to call the influencer cards, which are the Pope, the Wheel of Fortune, the Devil, Judgment, the World, and the Fool. And then in the minor arcana, they kind of each have how one of those cards kind of influences each suit. And then it just goes on to the flip side, which is all in French. So, there we go. Now, this is the back of the cards. It is just a repeating image of a skull with the umbilical cord coming through. You can see they're a little thinner than standard tarot, but not really by much. They feel really good in the hand. So let's get on to the cards themselves. Okay, so I will start off with a warning. These do have some disturbing images in the deck, so ye have been warned. Okay, I want to take these majors a little slow because I have a few of them that I kind of want to touch on. And I really do love the kind of creepiness of this art, these kind of line drawings, and everything is very shadowy, right? There are sad and mad faces all around. Blood and guts. This chariot looks so sad. But I will say, I don't like this hermit. It's just not my favorite. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like him. I don't. Now this strength card, let's take a closer look. Check out how she is sweating, trying to remain in control. I thought that was really interesting. Again, a lot of these like shadow sides, which I'm not really mad at. I love the idea of using this as a very shadowy deck. I even love how the devil has pieces cut off of the people that are in there, right? Even the star looks mad. It's such a dark side. Now, this one's pretty happy, pretty chill. Like, I mean, with the sun, I guess you have to. Okay, stop. What is this? What is this? Like, I know it's supposed to be the top of somebody's head, but it just looks like a butthole. And now I can't unsee it. And now you can't either. Sorry. So we have the world here at 21, and then we have the fool at 22. So that's where we have the major arcanas. So now we're going to go on to the minor arcanas. I'm just going to flip through these, not too much to talk about here. This is a pip deck, so there's really no situational things. There's a few that kind of have little add-ons that are very striking. Of course, the court cards are, pretty brutal sometimes. Yeah. Especially the clubs. So, I say the clubs, the batons, the wands, whatever you will. But, as far as the, numbered minor arcana go, it is pretty plain Jane. I do really love how ornate the cups seem to be. Like, each suit does have its own feel to it. Like, the wands are very brutal. The swords are kind of plain. The cups are a little more ornate. You know what I mean? And then onto the pinnacles that do feel really earthy. So I do like the different feels and the different colors that they have on there. And I love the umbilical cord that runs through this whole thing. We can't forget about this bright pink thing that's running through, which I really do love. It feels like everything is interconnected from one source. And then there's this. Now, I'm going to be honest, it's not in the guidebook, and I really haven't watched anyone else's interpretation of this, but for me it feels very much like the birthing, right? It is very much the start or the end. And I love how we have the Fool at 22, right? The Fool at 22 makes me feel like I want to keep this in my deck and use this as my 0. Having that extra major arcana to kind of represent a literal birth of something. I love it. I absolutely love it. Also, side note, all of the minor arcana have the numbers on the sides of the card, on both sides, except for the pentacles. There are no numbers on the pentacles. Maybe because they're easier to see. I'm not sure. So I kind of want to talk about this for a second. The court cards. So I found that I was like, oh, well, let me see what kind of meanings they put to these cards and see if they kind of correspond. Is this symbolism there? And it's really not. In some of them, like, for instance, the horrible picture of the Knight of Clubs or Wands, which says a friendly person, it predicts a pleasant event. Definitely don't see that. Whereas the Knight of Coins says it kind of favors gambling, lotteries, it's realistic, kind of scheming person, and you can kind of see that in the eyes, right? Kind of with the coins there. So I just thought it was a really stark difference in the interpretation versus what the actual card is showing. So I feel like I might have to go a little more towards an intuitive way of reading these court cards. So here are some of my favorite cards from the deck. So out of the majors, the Moon is my favorite card of the major arcana. I just love this like personification of the moon, where it just looks like a portrait, a rather sad one, but a beautiful portrait of the moon. For my court cards, I chose the Queen of Swords because with this symbolism, I definitely see, what I usually equate with the Queen of Swords, which is kind of a cutthroat kind of person. And I mean, it's taking it a little more literally than I mean it, but it's there. You know what I mean? Like, I can see it and be like, yeah, she kind of does what she needs to do. And then for the minors, I just really enjoyed the kind of ornate look of the Two of Cups. I really like the two fish that are kind of coming up and coming together. So, like, I still feel that, like, togetherness in it. And I really do enjoy it. So, those are my favorites. Now on to the shuffling. So, I'll let you hear how these cards shuffle and see how well they do. I really like these cards. The cardstock is really good. They're not too stiff. They're not too flimsy. And they all stay in your hands. They're not like too slippery or anything kind of crazy. Kind of a basic cardstock. Nothing exceptional, but it doesn't look like it's going to get damaged very easily. And they slide really well. If you like to kind of fan your cards out and pull from there, they really do slide well. But they're not like other cards that the second you put them down, they kind of fly all over the place. So there is the deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough of this deck. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but let me know what you think. Do you have it? Do you use it? How do you use it, right? Do you do it for specific things? Do you do it? Do you use it for specific things? Do you do shadow work? Do you use it mainly around Samhain to have that kind of creepy vibe, which I think this might be a staple of mine around that time. Just from the feel of it. Like, it's like digging in. You know what I mean? As weird as it is, it feels earthy, right? I don't know why. These things it just happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed, like I said. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think and how you use it and whatever else you want to discuss. So I will be back very soon. I've been working on my deck. I have some updates to give you guys in regards to that. So ready to let you guys see what I've been working on. It's been a quiet few months during this pandemic. There's been a lot of stuff going on for me and my family and just all the things. I'm sure everybody's been feeling that way. So I'm ready to kind of get back in the swing of things and let you guys know what's going on. So expect to see a couple more videos from me very soon. And I am sending you all my love. If you need to contact me, if you need anything, all my links are down below. My Etsy, my Instagram, 3 Fat Readers. 3 Fat Readers is down there. So if you don't subscribe to 3 Fat Readers, that is myself, Lisa at Supportive Tarot, and Dustin at Modern Metaphysicae. We do a discussion live chat once a month, minus the last 2 months, where we just discuss tarot things and have a good time. So if you're not subscribed, you can go ahead and find the link to that below as well, just because we have a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll be back at that soon. We've all had a crap ton of things happen all at once. So we're trying to pull the strings and pull it back together and come and chit chat with everybody because we miss you guys. So I hope that everything is going well for you and that you're staying safe, and I will talk to you guys very soon. I'm sending you all my love. Mwah! Later, Gators.